One. Brackets. Net profit. Depending on the size of the shop, of the location, on your operations. But, you know, I have a client from Italy, actually. I am representing him in the region. The first time I met them in Milano, I asked them the question, told him, Mario, okay, but your business, how it generates cash? What is the ratio? They told me, Nicola, it depends. It's between 8,000 euros per square meter a year, and the best place, 14,000. So you see the bracket. He told me, the guy told me, between 8,000 euros per square meter per year. You know, it's ratio that you use in retail, you know. I mean the sales per square meter on a yearly basis. So he told me between 8,000 and 14,000 in our best shop. You see the bracket? Between 8,000 and 14,000. But it's a clever way to answer. He told me, yes, we have a shop. We make 14,000 euro per square meter as sales a year. And our worst yield?
Sales or net profit?
Sales, huh? Speak about sales. Net profit, another thing. But this is a ratio, I mean, that you have, which is used, you know, in retail. Sales per square meter per year. Okay, as for the rent, per square meter per year. So it's a bracket. Do I lie to the franchisee if I say that? Am I a liar? No, I'm not a liar. I'm telling you, in the worst location we have, we make 8,000, and the best 14,000. But the rest is depending on you. Your operations. Are you a good manager? Are you a good operator? Do you have good employees? Do you have a high rate of waste in a restaurant, for instance? Do you know how to manage your production? This is not my responsibility, a franchisor. This is your responsibility. So be careful, be careful. When you start playing with figures, you have to be honest, to be frank, but you don't have to say only all the truth. You can give brackets. And really, I recommend you to give brackets for sales. So you have the sales per square meter per year. You have the net profit. The net profit, I have something in the franchise toolkit. You know, in a statement of income, you start, you know, when you make a statement of income by sales, cost of goods sold, commercial expenses, administrative, EBIT, EBITDA, less depreciation, less amortization, less tax, and you reach finally net profit. You have net profit, and here you have what we call gross margin. Gross margin. So you have here net profit margin, what we call usually net profit, okay? So net profit, I mean at the end of your exercise, after n+1, what is your net profit? Net profit, what will you take in your pocket? Deduction from taxes, from depreciation, from amortization, from cost of goods sold, from commercial expenses, and from administrative expenses. This is your net profit margin. Sales less cost of goods sold, it's gross margin. Usually, I will show you that on brochure. People, franchisor, they communicate on the gross margin. I mean, you have 75% of gross margin in my business. If you look at the website and the franchise website, a lot of franchisors, they communicate on the gross margin, on their brochure, on their franchising website. Meaning, if you acquire my franchise, normally you will make a gross margin of 75%. What do you think about this KPI, gross margin? Is it relevant or not?
Not in the sheets, I think.
Sorry?
Not in the sheets.
Look.
So then what matters is the net income.
Exactly. The most important, you're right, is the net profit margin. In the money that you will keep in your pocket at the end of the exercise. But you have many criteria entering in your statement of income that can modify this. For instance, the labor cost. The labor cost is a parameter. The real estate cost is another parameter. For instance, in Dubai, sometimes the rent is representing more than 75% of your yearly sales turnover, whereas normally in retail industry, your rent must not exceed 15 or 20% of your yearly sales turnover, for instance. So if you go to Dubai, you make your statement of income, you will see that your net profit margin will be affected by what? By the price of real estate, for instance. Okay? So, you will...
You don't have tax there. This is the good.
Yes, so...
So between the rental, it will take more than the tax even.
Yes, but in Dubai, the rent, the volume of the rent in all your expenses is unique. In terms of size, you know, is very big. And you have to consider that before opening. Okay, the labor cost is cheap in Dubai. You can find very talented people for reasonable prices. But real estate is a big issue. And real estate, don't forget that it's a recurrent cost. You don't pay it for once. Each month or one year in advance, you pay. So it's a fixed cost, as we say in finance. Fixed cost. Not variable. Fixed. You cannot modify it or change it. Okay? So, you sell a return on investment and the profitability. You know the formula the formula considering a return on investment? Someone can define it? Return on investment. For you, what is the return on investment? You have to use this word. Huh? You sell your franchise, you want to sell your franchise. In the negotiation, you have to use the word return on investment. I guarantee you a very good return on investment with my business. What is the formula? If the customer, you know, we make a jeu de rôle, I mean, don't know the expression in English. We play the story, okay? If the potential franchisee will ask you, but what is the return on investment? Explain me. You know to explain?
I mean, it's basically like dividends. Retail earnings?
No.
Income minus expenditure, I think.
Look, you have to master those notions. I will explain you why. You know, when you prepare a negotiation, you know that negotiation, 75% of the success of a negotiation, it is related to the work that you did before. I mean, when you go to negotiate, you have to have prepared your negotiation. And always to think to the questions that the potential franchisee could ask you. One of them is, okay, but what is the return on investment? I am the franchisee. I am asking you, you're a franchisor. Okay, what is the return on investment? Precisely explain me. You have to answer. every word that you use, you must be able to define it. So there is a formula, okay? Alors, just a small notion of accounting. You know, accounting, balance sheet, you have asset, okay? And you have liability and shareholder equity. The return on investment, asset, liability, shareholder equity. The formula of return on investment, net revenue after tax, asset, and multiplicate by 100 for sure to have a ratio. Net revenue after tax divided by assets, tangible, intangible, long-term and short-term, you will have what we call the return on investment. Have you ever heard about this formula before? Have you ever heard about this formula, return on investment?
Yeah. Basic finance.
Yeah. Most of them are finance.
Oh yes, but we don't ask you, we don't ask you to be financial, This is, as you said, it's a basic from the basics. But return on investment, really you have to know to explain the formula. What is the return on investment? Okay, net revenue after tax divided by assets multiplied by 100. This is the return on investment. The same with return on equity, considering the shareholder equity. I mean, return on equity, you have ROI and ROE, return on equity, net revenue after tax divided by shareholder equity multiplied by 100. So you have two notions. Return on investment and return on equity. Those words you have, I will show you after, to put it on your brochure and on your website. Compulsory. Yes. You say, you know what we say in accounting.
It's for big
No. You say, in
SMEs and all.
Figures, they are tools. It's a tool, a figure. And we say you cannot improve what you cannot measure. You cannot improve what you cannot measure. If you are telling me, oh, I can guarantee you a very good return on equity, no meaning. There is no meaning if I'm telling you, I guarantee you a very good return on equity. I need figures. You cannot, it's a code, you cannot improve what you cannot measure. And how can you measure things with figures? It's a question of credibility. Abdallah, tomorrow you want to sell your franchise, you cannot sell, oh, okay, enter it to my franchise, it's a good business. No, it's not enough. I can assure you that you will get a very good return on investment. And you give a bracket between X and Y.
But what if they don't get such a return? The franchise different.
Look, the issue, you ask a good question. You have many possibilities, but one of the possibilities, if the person cannot manage to get this ROI, perhaps is not a good operator. Okay, I gave you all the tools to success, but your employees are bad, they are thief, they waste food, you don't have good operations, you don't control your stock, you have a bad accountant. Am I responsible as a franchisor? No. Because I sold you a recipe for success, I told you. I sold you a recipe for success. With me, it worked. I made a lot of money with this recipe. This is my recipe for success. I did a lot of money with that. Why don't you do it on the same way? Because you have bad operation, because your rent is too high. You choose a very good location, but your rent is too high, and so your statement of income is collapsed. You don't make any profit. You choose a bad location. I told you, don't take this location, the rent is too high, but you wanted to do it on your way. So be careful, you as a franchisor. The issue of the rent is the key, by the way. You will get inquiries, I will show you how on your website, from franchisees, potential franchisee. We name it also candidates, candidates. I mean, I am interested to acquire the franchise of Mr. Abdullah. Okay? I am contacting you. First of all, you have to answer quickly. Okay? You don't answer 1 month after you receive the email. And directly, you have to show in your brochure, on your website, that your business is a good business opportunity with a high return on investment. Me, if I want to get a franchise, I'm waiting as an answer, as first answer, this kind of sentence. Okay, we guarantee, we provide you all the tools to reach a very good return on investment. It's very important. It's your selling point. If not, why should I get a franchise? If it's not because you can guarantee, I mean into brackets, because I cannot guarantee, I'm selling you a recipe for success, but I am not running the business. You are running the business and you are responsible, okay? But as a franchisor, I'm providing you with all the tools which are needed to success. And those tools, they made my success, so they should make your success again. We are in the duplication. I applied to you my recipe of success, okay? But its key issue, really, is the return on investment. Or some franchise, if you go on the website, on the brochure, you have many ways. Some brands, they focus on the gross margin because it's a big figure. The gross margin. It's a big figure. Gross margin, Some franchise, they focus on gross margin. I have a gross margin of 75%. Others, they focus on net profit margin. And you will see the strategies for the franchisors are different. You can see on the website. When they speak about figures, and by the way, I think that most of the time it's not properly done, this section. I will tackle this issue later on. How to draft your franchising section in your website. It's a key issue. Key issue. I saw many franchising section on website. It is not done properly at all. Because the franchise section, on your website, and it's a pity, I wanted to show you, I wanted the internet connection, but they couldn't provide it to me. But I wanted to show you it's a key issue, because the first thing that your potential franchisee or candidate will do, he will browse on your website, and if your website is properly done, you will have a section named franchising, business opportunity, franchising opportunity, become a member of our network, whatever you want. The name is...
If the potential franchisor asks for the, let's say, financial statements. Is that
franchise what?
Financial statements. Asks
Interesting question.
Franchisee asks the
Most of the
franchisor for
companies, they
actual
have the
financial.
financial.
Yes, but they are committed.
They have the financial report on the side.
Public company. If it's a public
Depends.
company,
Yes, if it is public.
yeah, if it's public, yeah.
But private, no.
Yeah.
Look, very interesting question, and I will answer to you immediately. And I answered to one of my clients 2 weeks ago about this issue. Very crucial issue that is just raised. I am potential franchisee. I come to visit you. Ali, I want to see your financials. What do you do? Financial meaning balance sheet, statement of income, cash flow statement. Let's play the game. I ask your financial statement as a franchisor. You give it to me or not?
Maybe I show him, but I don't do it.
I show him in
In a meeting, you know, I give him the papers, but he doesn't take it.
Oh, like that. I mean, yes, you can show 5 minutes and you take it again. What would you do?
Well, a statement will not be given unless if there is an agreement that you are going to deal with.
It's more, she's picky, huh? I give you the financial, but
If there is an agreement between them, they are going to work in the franchise.
so meaning you give the financial after. Why not? What would you do?
I think I'll share it.
What?
I'll share the
You share? She doesn't want to share, I think. She wants to keep it in the pocket, not to show. You don't want to show it. Ahmed,
I will show.
you will show.
Because I need it from her to franchise.
So you will show your financial, you're your franchisor, huh? You have a brand, you will show your financial statement. Ali?
Share it with him, but there should be a confidentiality agreement between us. In case
He's lawyer, I think. You're lawyer?
to work out.
You're lawyer or not?
No, I'm an engineer.
But still you have...
Because we have the information.
yes, same mentality. Oh, really? Because you know law is mathematics, huh? Few people know that. Law is mathematics. It's not literature, huh? No? Abdallah, no. Doesn't want. Why, by the way? Why? Explain us.
Because it's secret for me, this the statement. And if you want to take a franchise from my factory, you can ask about me with any company.
So it's the issue for you is the secrecy and the confidentiality. Hmm?
Because maybe you will not deal with him. Why I should get him before? Let us see we are agreeing, then we can...
I mean, it's very interesting to see your opinions because I will close, you know, I will explain you after what I think. But it's interesting to see that you have different opinions, meaning it's not clear. Because as soon as you have different opinions, just show it a little bit after the signature. No, yes, not at all. It means that there is it's an issue.
I tend to agree with Abdallah because, like, as a franchisor, I'm being approached by a potential franchisee. So why should I justify anything by showing them financials? If my brand name is recognized worldwide.
Interesting argument,
Yeah.
indeed. You're a famous brand. You have 50 shops around the region. I don't want to show you anything.
This doesn't mean that also maybe in that year you have made it.
Yes, so it's interesting what you are saying, but I like your argument.
But
Okay,
nevertheless, he's the one who approached me, so I don't need to.
it's defendable what you're saying.
I agree with him, but I might ask him what entries is he looking for, what sort of information is required.
Okay, but if the person will ask you, okay, let's be clear. I want your statement of income, your balance sheet, your cash flow statement, and I want to show it to my accountant.
Because you said it should be tested and proven. And this is the proven as the financial statement.
She is sharp.
No,
Nabila.
banker.
Well, yes, it's obvious. It's detail-oriented. No, it's a good reasoning what you're saying. If you're telling me that you're successful, show me your statement of income. No? You are telling me that you are successful.
No, or maybe I checked the return on investment and it was very high, so I want a proof for this, what is it?
Okay, you know, it's as Saint Thomas, you know, we say Christian, you know, I want to touch, you know, I don't believe you, I want to touch.
And it should be proven.
Tested. You're right. You use the doctrine of franchising. It has to be tested and proven. So
The franchisee right to have a look and to have the whole picture in front of him. So you are giving him the recipe to success.
in order to success. Okay, you are telling me I'm going to sell you a recipe to success, for success. Let me show the ingredients on the tables. I want to see everything. Just to see, to check. I believe you, I trust you, but I want to see. You know, it's always
It's a business deal.
it's a business. You're totally right.
We don't accept unless it's already from the auditor. We
You-
don't accept.
But auditor, you know, it's for public company. Yes, I make SMEs.
Franchise, we don't take it.
But SMEs, you know, so the financial, how can I say, the financial issue is less, you know. Ali,
I don't know, there's a lot of fear kind of behind.
if I ask you, show me your statement of income, show me your cash flow statement, show me your balance sheet, and I want to make a copy, and I will send it to my lawyer, and to my accountant.
No, you need your business. You need them.
Because
They are coming for you, so you need.
because
Statements
but
are not,
not everybody's
it's not
coming
your
unless
your
you're
recipe
going
to
to have
success.
that.
Your operation
See, there is
manual,
a
that's how you
thousands of,
achieve these numbers. These numbers are
previous,
just the end result, so I think it's fine.
so you think for you operation manuals are enough?
No, I mean, what I'm saying is, the financial statements are the end results.
Yes, you're right.
The actual secret is, let's say, the operation manuals and all that. So the financial statements, that's the actual result, but how to achieve these numbers, that's your secret. That's
No, your reasoning is good. I provide you the recipe, and if you apply the recipe at 100% with good operation, good location, you will reach good results, good financial results. I can buy what you are saying, madam.
I will show them.
You show them.
Have a good management. And
Yes.
I'll show them because this is the right. We go.
They're right? No.
Not
I will explain you.
later on, and if they accept to do the deal, I will show them, of course. But in the beginning, there is a lot of communication between me and them. They will not come to me unless you finish most of the negotiation. They come only to see the last in the statement, I believe.
Okay. Me, what I'm going to tell you, and again, according to my experience, so it's not how can I say, an universal rule. What I saw, most of the time, franchisors don't show their financials. A rule and a practice, they don't show. Why? Many reasons. Tax issues, because some people, they play also with, not multinational. Multinational, perhaps they're the biggest players with financial now. But some people, they play with figures to avoid tax, to hide some revenues. So perhaps you don't want to diffuse your financial statement in the city. Secondly, there is a problem of secrecy, you know. Perhaps your candidate is sent by your competitor to act as a franchisee and to get information from you. You thought about that? You thought about that? I go to see Abdullah. I'm interested, blah, 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 blah. Show me your financial. I take the financial. In fact, I am your competitor in Kuwait. Yes? I work for your competitor in Kuwait. And on this way, I try to get your financial. It's possible, huh? It happens every day, these kind of things in business, huh? Every day. Third reason, you can be binded with those figures. And I think for me, this is the worst point. Okay, you can be spied. You can have problem with the tax system. But the worst, I think, it's that the franchisee, if there is a mismanagement, if there is a mistake, if he won't make money, he will use this document to tell you, you show me those financials, I took the decision to enter into your franchise agreement according to those financials. I didn't realize and achieved those financials, so it's your responsibility. You misleaded me. You lied to me.
How is that wrong though? Why is your performance looking like
Yes, but you know it's a...
viable for the numbers that I achieved?
Yeah, but
As a franchise?
you show me a statement of income with 30% of net profit. Me, as a franchisee, I only managed to reach 15.
But you can agree with him from the beginning, from the start, that I can't guarantee you that you will achieve the same profit.
But you don't have to guarantee that you won't guarantee.
If he's interested, he's going to go.
Yes, because in franchising, again, you have a mentality of a lawyer. You should have studied law. Because indeed, on a legal point of view, you can make sign. I provide you, and I saw that me even on business plan. I mean, I give you this business plan, okay, but it's written, disclaimer. I mean, I give you this business plan, but I don't engage my responsibility. I mean, this is for information. So you can, on a legal point of view, you can do that. But the business plan, I will explain you how to do. So, to conclude, I don't advise you to provide your financials. I mean, there is, I think, a big risk for nothing. You can be spied, you can have problems with administration, even with your banker, with your future franchisee. Financial is something very private, as you said, Abdallah, very secret. Secret, I mean, it's not the code of the nuclear defense, okay? But it belongs to you. As your picture of family, you know, it belongs to you. So, me, I don't advise to give your financial, but I advise you to use this vocabulary. I mean,